What is it about the British fans that are you know, they're so passionate about, but not to say that U.S. boxing fans aren't passionate, because they are, but it's different.
It's a different passion because Europe has a soccer slash football atmosphere, you know, and so in England, where that sport is so big, they take that same crowd effect and they bring it to their boxing arenas as well. So the soccer atmosphere, the singing, the chanting, it goes on for an entire soccer match, so it's 90 minutes.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you got a big main event, it's only like a half hour, 40 minutes. You know, I mean, you know, they could chant all throughout that. I mean, that's only one half in soccer, you know. So,
right.
So you know, they're
just a different culture, basically.
Yes, it's a different culture, and I love it. And don't get me wrong, I'm familiar with it because you know the soccer culture is in Italy too. Maybe we don't have as big of a boxing culture, but the soccer culture is in Italy too. So I've grown up around that kind of thing. But even in soccer slash football, nobody has fans like the UK fans, even in that particular sport. So no matter what, it's a culture thing. They just know how to get behind their athletics.
Yeah. Did you ever think that? I mean, obviously, you were in the ring with Ricky Hatton. You know, you've been in the ring with other European guys. Did you ever think that Paulie Malignaggi would be as popular in the UK as you are?
I never thought I'd be as popular as I am in the UK. No, it didn't really dawn on me. You know, I wanted to be very popular in Italy, you know, and I've gained some popularity in Italy, but the sport of boxing is just not as big in Italy as I would like it to be.
Right.
But Europe is still my roots, you know, and, you know, I have a very strong ties to Europe, very strong ties to my country of Italy, you know, and so having the ties to Europe, there's cultural similarities there between places like England and Italy, be it the soccer or whatnot, and the kind of crowds they generate for that sport. And so I'm familiar with the soccer crowd. I'm familiar with that. So England brings the soccer crowd to boxing. That's my sport. So I have that home-based feeling even out there, and it's really a special feeling. And people ask me to describe it all the time, and it's just, you just have to be there, first of all, even in the crowd, to really experience it. I've got a couple of friends coming that have never been to a UK fight, just support me for this fight, and they hear so many great things about UK fights, and I said, man, they're in for a treat. Not just for my fight with Eddington, just on the night in general, because I know that the English fans, how they get down over there. And I know for somebody that's never experienced that aura, the atmosphere, it's going to be a real treat, and I know my friends are going to come home from that fight. Not just talking about my fight, we're just talking about what a special night and what a special moment it was.
Right. Do you think that, I don't know, there's almost a better sense of loyalty over in European countries where they're loyal to their fight? Like, even like a fighter could be like 2-20, and they'll still cheer for him like he's the champion.
Loyalty there. There's loyalty there to their fighters, which is why I feel extra special that there's some sort of loyalty there for me too, you know, because they really wouldn't have to take to me, you know. I could have wound up in England. I could have wound up, you know, a lot of people in Italy were emigrating to Italy, to England. A lot of people in Italy were emigrating to the U.S. A lot of people in Italy were emigrating to South America when my family left, you know. I wound up in New York. I could have just as easily wound up in England, you know. So I could have easily had wound up over there and been a part of that culture as well. So, you know, I'm glad that they've taken to me regardless, just a little bit, just enough to make me feel that love, that they make me feel that special bond with them.
That's weird that it's not like that over here in the U.S. And maybe it's because the U.S. is kind of like a melting pot.
Yeah.
You know, and we don't really gravitate to U.S. fighters like that.
No, we don't. There's a big Latin community because Latins are really the main basis for boxing in the U.S. So the Latins a lot of times have the push because there's a lot of Latin countries neighboring us.
Yeah.
So that's really the big push in the U.S. As far as everything else is, it's a melting pot.
Yeah.
American promoters are the only ones in the world that sign foreign fighters.
Right.
Nobody else in any other country signs fighters from other countries. Rarely. You know, once in a while you get a Linares that signs with Tekken, or you get a Matchroom will sign King Kong
or Ortiz.
But very rarely does that happen.
Yeah. Usually that's just more of a business move because they got another guy.
Yeah, they make a lot more of those business moves.
Right.